Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we're going to do a pangolin video. Haven't done one of these in a couple of weeks, but every time there's a monthly recap, I for sure will tune in. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I just want to say, yes, I still hold this coin, and yes, I still think it is a dark horse, okay? But with that being, said, let's just jump into what has happened over the last month, right? So we see Pangolin monthly recap for April. April was a month of key milestones for Pangolin, from completing the Pangolin version 3 audit to introducing Pangolin AI and strong community engagement. We've seen impressive growth and progress. Here's a quick recap of the highlights. So we can see Pangolin version 3 audit complete. Right, a new era of DeFi innovation. This month, the Pangolin version 3 audit was successfully wrapped up, a big milestone for the team and community. Huge thanks to Paladin for their thorough and professional review. While copy paste forks are easy to audit, Pangolin version 3 was built from the ground up, showing our focus on real innovation, ladies and gentlemen, right? And then we can see Meet Pangolin AI, the smart assistant for the Pangolin ecosystem. Introducing Pangolin AI, the cutting-edge community-driven AI assistant designed to enhance the Pangolin ecosystem, right? So we can see, right? We can see a few big, nice updates over the last month or so. And we can see that in-depth update on Pangolin version 3 by ERD, key details and developments, an extensive update on the Pangolin version 3 has been shared by Adam, covering all the important features, progress, innovations behind this new version. Dive into the details to pretty much see, right? So we'll dive into some of these details. So we can see Adam, right, from Pangolin says, "Hey fam, let me share a detailed update on Pangolin's version 3 progress so far. First and foremost, our audit with Pangolin has been successfully completed. Their team put Pangolin version 3 through rigorous checks, and I'm proud to say we've passed with flying colors. Huge thanks to the entire Paladin crew for their thorough work and ongoing support. By the way, our in-house testing has been moving at full speed. The development team has been running a variety of scenarios to ensure stability, performance, and security, and the results have been outstanding. We're ironing out the final edge cases now, and everything is looking rock solid. One of the features we're most excited about is our rewards engine. You'll soon see pools offering, doubles, double and even triple incentives to liquidity providers. The system is already performing beautifully in our internal environment. We can't wait to experience the extra yield opportunities when version 3 goes live. Beyond rewards, Pangolin version 3 introduces dynamic fee structures that adjust based on market conditions. We've also unlocked unlimited range liquidity provisioning, so LPs can customize their positions more precisely than ever before. With these tools in place, we're confident that Pangolin version 3 will set a new benchmark for DEX competitiveness and user flexibility. Thank you for your continued support and feedback. Stay tuned for announcements about the official version 3 launch. As always, please share any questions or ideas you have. So overall, it is looking fantastic, right? For me, it's still one of those cases of, before we continue, of, I really do believe in Pangolin and how version 3 will be a huge update for this token. I'm still not a fan of how long things are taking. We've seen something like Caspa do absolutely revolutionary stuff with their token, with the amount of updates that they have done and really pack a punch over the last few months. So, I always hold coins to a high standard. I understand not everybody moves at the same speed, but to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, right, it is taking really long. It is really taking long. At least there is some type of official update and progress being happening. And there's verification that it is being that is happening. Because if there wasn't any, then I probably would have just sold my position by now. But since there's proof, since there are legit updates happening with this token, then I am still holding my positions. So, me, I don't sugarcoat anything. So that's the only thing with Pangolin, is just how long it takes. I will say that we are blessed that this cycle is playing out slower, because compared to last cycle, we did think that, April, May was going to be the time where we would be booming. And if we were booming in altcoin season, Pangolin would probably have a semi-decent pump, maybe back to the highs of 85 cents or a little bit higher, if that at all. And so we are really blessed with the delays. But yeah, hopefully Pangolin version 3 comes out sooner than later before altcoin season, because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, you and I, let's be real, we just care about pumping those bags. But I will say, in terms of Pangolin, historically, it moves in bursts, right? Before we finish off the rest of the update, we can see that it always has moved in bursts, right? Very, very narrow, diagonal movement, right? We could see, and then burst up. And then the same thing happened last year, right? Going diagonal for many, many days, boom, a little bit of life, and then boom, boom, boom. We really, 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 really pumped. So, the same thing is just playing out, but on a big, large scale, right? Ultimately, I do believe we are somewhere near, if I would be looking to compare to the last, pump we are somewhere over here. So I do believe there is going to be some lifeline for multiple reasons. A, the project itself. B, Bitcoin going up. C, we are getting closer to altcoin season. So, right, I do believe we are somewhere here. So I do believe, we will probably be going down for probably another month or so, or sideways, before we see some type of life. And then once we're closer to altcoin season, especially if version 3 is already going to be out, which it should be by the summer, then we will be seeing huge bursts of movement and momentum, right? If we go and look at Pangolin and its volume and everything else in the last couple of days, in the last 24 hours, we can see we're currently 678th. Remember, this can change very, very quickly. 30 million market cap, 500K volume. So, not terrible, but obviously we would like to see more. Yes, we are on Coinbase, which is very, very good. Binance, we're looking for other exchanges. So that's the thing, right? When Pangolin does start to pack a punch, when Pangolin, does do its massive updates, I am really, really hoping for massive exchange listings to be just snowballing, right? We get the update, we start getting listed on exchanges, every day, every other day. And there's, that might sound crazy, but the reality is we're not really listed on many exchanges. So there's no excuse not to be getting listed even on small exchanges, medium exchanges, large exchanges, once everything's solidified with this coin, right? Especially when version 3 comes out. So a lot of upside. That's why I call this coin a dark horse coin. A lot of upside potential, but it is sleeping at the moment, right? Yes, there's still progress. Yes, it's still taking a little too slow for my liking, but there's still being progress made. And I do believe in the time frame, right, before altcoin season, we should be seeing version 3 and some kind of exchange listings. So I do believe this is a very, very solid dark horse, 30 million market cap. We said we could technically see it upwards of even 3 billion market cap. We compared it to other coins that have kind of the same use as Pangolin, right? Other dexes. And, we've seen even something like Sushi Swap get to 3 billion or something. So if Sushi Swap can get to 3 billion and Pangolin is going to be much better in a larger ecosystem, and in a time where there's way more money involved, it sounds crazy now, but 100x is not, out of the realms of possibility for this token. But yeah, that is practically it. We will end off with the final, updates. From what I've seen, there's not too much, right? They were at an event, so obviously that is always good and optimal. We can see Pangolin AI updates, smarter, smoother, and multilingual. This month, we rolled out key updates for Pangolin AI, added multi-language support, made replies more natural, thing. This is really, really small at the end of the day. It's kind of like whatever. It's just it doesn't even add the cherry on top, right? It is literally the stem of the cherry. So this Pangolin AI is cool, but at the end of the day, there's a million AIs out there. So, solid. Right, part 2 is now live. A close look at Pangolin V3 in the upcoming V3. Part 2 of our deep dive is officially out. This update takes a closer look at Pangolin, what to expect from the upcoming V3. So if we click over here, right? Oh no, we are not signing up. But yeah, so this is very, very annoying. I can kind of read it like this. But practically, version 3 is just around the corner. Hopefully. And we can see, right, we are actually growing. We are growing in volume and amount of swaps and, everything, right? 212,000 swaps, highest monthly count since January, 6.3 million in volume, right? New users, So, is looking pretty solid. Obviously, it helps that the coin itself and the platform is getting updated and that Bitcoin is also making a recovery. But that is the leisure. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.